everyone, I am Karuna and I welcome you all to my channel. After learning about Python data types and creating variables that can refer to values of different types, it is the right time to learn about Python's print function. As you begin to work with your first function in Python, let me give you an insight of what functions are. Functions, also known as subprograms, contain group of statements that perform a desired task. Functions are of two types: built-in functions, which are already available in a programming language, and user-defined functions, which can be created by programmers to perform any task as per their requirements. In my previous tutorials, I have used built-in functions like id, isInstance, and type function. So let's begin with print function. Syntax refers to the set of rules that must be followed while writing programs. So here is the syntax of a print function. Please notice that the word print in this syntax is in lowercase. What you see inside the brackets are the various arguments that can be passed to the function to execute it. So let's study these arguments one by one. The first one is values. In this, we specify variables or data which is to be displayed on the computer screen. If multiple values separated by comma are specified in the value arguments, then the string or the character in the sep argument separates the value when the data is displayed. Once the print function completes its task, the value in the end argument is displayed on screen. By default, output given by the print function is displayed on the computer screen, but many a times the data needs to be saved permanently in files on the hard disk. This task can be achieved using file argument. Flush argument can contain true or a false value. Purpose of flush is to empty the buffer. The output buffer holds the data before it is sent to the screen. All this task is performed in the background. Once the output is displayed, buffer will get empty automatically. If we set the value of this flush argument to true, then the buffer will be flushed forcibly and the change is hardly noticeable by the user. Now let's see how the values argument or parameter is used in the print function. I call the print function and pass a string enclosed inside double quotes. Once the statement gets executed, what we see on the screen is that string itself. Now I declare a variable a, and to see its value, I enclose the name of the variable inside the brackets. Make sure that you do not enclose the name of the variable inside single or double quotes, because in that case it would show the name of the variable rather than showing its value. Now let's see an example where I mix a variable and a double quotes enclosed string inside the print function. Both of them are separated by a comma. When the values are displayed, they are separated with a space in between. Now I create another variable b, and to see the value of a and b, I write print a comma b. The values are again separated by space in between. Now the next argument is the sep argument. Now let's see how the sep argument will work. When I try to print the values of a and b in the last example, you must have noticed that they are separated with a space in between them. Now in this example, I specify star symbol in the sep argument, and 10 and 5 have been separated by star. Now it's not necessary to have a single character. You can also write a double quotes enclosed string, which is a combination of characters, and that can also be used as a separator in between the values. Now here we have the end argument, and let's see how it works in Python ideally. I'm using script mode here. I create two variables a and b, and I write first print function statement to print the value of a, and the second one for printing the value of B. Before I execute, I am going to save this file first. So you can see the extension of these files is .py, and I pressed F5 to execute the code. You can see the values are printed in two different lines because the print function has been used twice. This happens because of the end argument. The default value of end argument is /n. That means every time the print function works, the output is printed in a new line. So now I am going to change the value of this end argument to the hash symbol and run my code. Now instead of showing the value B in the next line, it is displayed in the first line itself with this hash symbol in between. If this comes as a separator now, then what is the use of sep argument? So let's see, I'm going to use the sep argument in the same print function statement, and the value assigned to it is star. Let's check the output, and you can see there is no star symbol in between. This happened because the first print function does not have any comma separated values. So I am using this variable C here, and you can see now A and C are separated by star because they are to be printed in the same line, whereas B, which is in the second print function statement, is shown in the first line with this hash in between. File is an important argument of print function, and it comes under the file handling part, which I'll be explaining in detail in my upcoming tutorials. But for now, I'll use a simple example to make you understand how this file argument can be used inside the print function. I'm using this variable f here, which is different from the variables that we have used till now. I call the function open, and you can see I've written story.txt inside the brackets. Now the meaning of this line is that I'm trying to open the text file with the name story, and W indicates that the file will be opened in the writing mode. Now story.txt does not exist on my computer, but when I try to open it in the write mode, the file will be created automatically and gets saved in the same folder where all the other Python programs have been saved. The meaning of this line is that story.txt is now linked with the variable f. So every time I use variable f, the operations will be performed on the file story.txt. Now I write the print function call where I have this text Alice in the Wonderland, and now I'll just show you what will happen if you execute this code. So let me first save the file. When you execute this code, the output comes on the screen. That means by default, the print function shows the output on the monitor or the screen. But if I change that to file equal to f, then it would indicate that instead of sending the output to the screen, I want to send the output to a file, and you can see I've assigned file equal to f. So when I write file equal to f and f is connected with story.txt, so instead of showing that output on the screen, the string Alice in the Wonderland goes to the file story.txt. Now this f.close indicates that I'm closing the connection of variable f with the file story.txt. So let's run this code. Now you can see nothing has been printed on the screen because the output was sent to the file. Now I'll show you where you can locate your file. So I'm opening these text files, and the name of the file was story.txt. You can see the string has been stored inside this text file. As I already mentioned in the introduction that use of flush argument hardly affects the output. So let's see how it is used in the print function statement. The default value of this flush argument is false. You can see that in the bar which shows the syntax of print function. By setting its value to true, we are actually trying to flush the buffer, which will be done even if the value of this flush argument is false. And you can see it hardly affects or makes any changes to the output of our code. Now that you have understood how to use print function and to print values of variables, or to just display the simple text on the screen, let's learn about escape sequences. These are the sequences of characters which are used to format the output. Every escape sequence is a combination of two or more characters where the first character is a backslash symbol, and the following characters determine the purpose of the escape sequence. Now let's see what all escape sequences are available in Python programming. This is /n, which is for new line, /t for tab or multiple spaces, /a for an alarm or a bell, /r for carriage return, /b for backspace, /single quotes, this is for displaying single quotes on the screen, and this is /double quotes for displaying double quotes on the screen. Now let's see how they can be used in our Python programs. I'm using command line Python here. So let's begin with the first example of /n. I use it in my print function where I'm writing this text, and all these three words are separated with /n. /n is a new line character which is going to separate the words by adding a new line in between. Similar task can be performed by writing print function 3 times, where the first print function can have the word programming, the second one can have in, and the third print function call can have the word Python. So the same output will be generated when you are using print function for 3 times. So to avoid calling the function so many times, you can write the output in one print function by separating them with the help of this /n. Now this is for /t. /t is for tab. It generates 4 spaces. So you can see great and the word learners are separated with 4 spaces. In Python, these are 4 spaces, and they can be configured also, and it depends on the software that we are using. And many software supports this /t escape sequences by giving 8 spaces between the words. Now you can see these two words are separated by some space. Now I'll show an example here using sep argument, because sep can have any character. So I'm going to write these two words in different double quotes separated by a comma, and then I assign /t to the sep argument. Now you can see the same output is generated. The only difference is I'm taking the help of sep arguments. So /t or /n, they're all single characters which can be assigned to the sep argument or the end argument of your print function. Now in case if you want to show an error in your program or just a beep or an alarm, then you can take the help of this /a. So I've written a word error, and I want when this message is displayed on the screen, some sound must be generated along with it. So this /a will generate a small beep or an alarm bell, which can be used to show it to the user that an error has been generated. Now I'm using /r. It is for carriage return. Now use of this escape sequence is to move the text written after it in the beginning of the string that I've used in my print function. So you can see 3.8 has 3 characters. Now these characters are moved in the front of the text, replacing the characters P, Y and T, and the rest of the characters of the word Python are shown after that. I'm writing the example for /b. /b is for backspace. So during runtime, while accepting some input, you want to delete a particular character by removing it with the help of a backspace key. So you can write it in this way. Now the character towards the left of this /b has been removed. So I wrote digit 4 twice, and you can see one of the digit has been removed in the output. As you already know that the text data written in Python programs can be enclosed inside single quotes or double quotes. So I'll show you an example here how we can include a single quote inside the data which has been enclosed completely inside the single quotes. Now you can see here I have written hello ma'am, and the text is enclosed inside the single quotes. Now this line generates an error because these quotes work in pairs, so the first and second make a part of the text, whereas the third single quote is not able to find a matching beginning single quote. Because of this, an invalid syntax error is generated here. So to correct this, we can use the escape sequence for single quote, and now I'm going to put that data completely inside single quote by writing /single quote here, and the output comes out to be perfectly. Similar thing happens for a string which is to be enclosed inside double quotes. So you can see in this example, I'm trying to print the word Python inside the double quotes. So I want those double quotes to be shown in the output. So for this, I tried putting 2 double quotes in the beginning and 2 double quotes in the end, but this generates an error. So to get it correct, we are going to take the help of /double quote escape sequence. So you can see I have written /double quotes in the beginning and /double quotes in the end. So the first and the last double quote, they make a pair, whereas /double quotes make it possible to have that double quote in the output. So this is how we can use our escape sequences inside our print function, or they can be assigned to a string variable in our Python programs. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you have any queries, please mention in the comment section. I have designed a worksheet for revision purpose. You can find the link to the worksheet in the description box below. If you like the video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for latest updates. Till then, keep working with smile.